So we'll start, everybody mute. We're gonna, everybody mute. And if you don't know how, we'll mute you. Okay. Got E.T. on mute, and I think she's away from her computer. All right, good morning, happy Saturday. New location for me, soon to be a permanent location, I guess. Lift up your sitting bones, or lift up the flash. Move your sitting bones around side to side. Sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes, have no expectations whatsoever. And just come into the space quietly, softly, and just accept yourself. And for the next 60 minutes, this is your time, your space. No distractions. Follow your breath. And begin to deepen your breath, slowly, steadily, calmly. Just visualize the breath moving from the base of the spine to the top of the head. And with each inhale, the belly, the ribs, and the chest expand. And with each exhale, they release. With it goes tension. Keep the thoughts soft and quiet, even to the back of your mind. And as you bring your hands to your heart center, set an intention for your practice this morning, or for the day, the weekend, the week. Perhaps it's a life study. Seal your intention to your third eye, the space between the two brows, just gently touching the thumbs to that space. And then bring your hands to the top of your head, just floating above the head and enveloping all this beauty, the white light, the warmth, the serenity, the peace, the compassion. Stretch the arms up overhead. Interlace your thumbs. Hook your thumbs together. Lift out of your waistline and rock a little side to side. And then just lean over to your right side, just enough to feel a little stretch on the left side, but keep the left hip grounded. And then come back up and do the other side. And then from here, just begin to make small circles in one direction or the other. And don't let the arms move independently of the head and of the body. Let the body move as one. And then reverse it. Make your way back to your center. Release your arms, let them float down by your side. Allow your chin to tuck gently towards your collarbones. And roll your ear to the right shoulder. Right hand takes the head and just gently guides it. And bring your chin to your collarbone, so it's just a slight turn. Release the arm. Release the chin back to center. And roll the ear left side. Take your left hand and gently guide the ear down towards your shoulder. Keep length from the outside, the right side. And then again, guide your chin down towards your collarbones. Release your arm, release your chin. Roll back onto your hands, lift your chest, shake out your legs and switch the cross of your legs. Again, moving the flesh from side to side. Take your hands on top of your thighs this time. Chin to chest, round back, so fall backwards away from your sitting bones. Hi, Maria. Inhale, come all the way up and hinge forward. And just keep doing that movement. Cat and cow in a seated position. Pull the belly in, extend your spine. And just, at this point, I'd like to share with you that this is your practice to do it as you need. And then again, make some circles here. And so if you need more, you take more. If you need less, you take less. And then reverse that. Make your way back to your center point. And let's take a simple twist to the right. Right hand behind you towards the left side. Lift your chest up. And then twist a little deeper. So keep the length in the spine as the rotation occurs. Drop your left shoulder away from your ears and breathe. Inhale, look to the other side, just turning your gaze. And then take everything to the other side. Lift your chest. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Relax your shoulders down. Good, come back to center. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up over your head. Exhale, lean back again, bring your hands behind you, shake it out. And let your legs come to either side as you come to your hands and knees. Pad your knees if you need to. Double up your mat or put, I have this wonderful pad under my knees. It goes with the B yoga mats. Anybody interested? Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Not like Kim Kardashian, I don't get paid for that. Pull the belly in, round your spine here as well. Tuck your tailbone under. And then come back to just a neutral position as you walk your hands forward. Bring your chin down, hips up in the air. Lift your underarms up to support around your shoulders. Spread your fingers. And then allow your hips to sink to your heels for child's pose. And find energy in the arms as you press the hands forward. So think about the heel of the hands pushing forward. And then think about the pinky fingers moving to the outer edges of your mat. So you'll feel some energy along the outside of your body. Take another breath. Keep the energy in the arms as you pull yourself back up to your knees. Drop your hips forward and let your back extend. And it doesn't have to be a lot, right? It can be a simple movement. Exhale, push back to your heels, child's pose. So we call this Pratapana, moving the spine in the 6 directions that it was intended to move in. And let's do that one more time, coming all the way down towards your hips. And then lay your belly onto the floor. Keep your feet as wide as your mat. Bring your thumbs by your rib cage, your first ribs, elbows squeeze in by your side. Press the palms down very lightly. Actually, let's tent our fingers so we're not using too much of our hand to lift our spine. As you inhale, lift your chest up. So squeeze the elbows in, crown of the head forward. Push the hips down as the toes point back. Exhale, let it all come down. And try it one more time. Inhale, lift your chest. Squeeze your shoulders together, crown of the head towards the front of the mat. Walk your hands back and place them on the floor so the elbows are over the wrists or no further in front. Bring your feet a little closer together. Press the top of your foot and shin onto the floor. Lift your kneecaps up and keep your thighs down. And then push firmly into the floor, lift your chest, and some of you will lift all the way up into an upward dog where your shoulders are stacked over your wrists and everything's off the floor except your pedicure. One more breath. Roll over your toes for a downward facing dog. Hips up in the air. Rise onto your toes and bend your right knee, lower your left heel. Keep the energy in the arms, so much the same way we just had it. Heel of the hand pushing forward, pinky sides of the arms reaching to the sides, or spreading to the sides. Come up on your toes and bend the opposite leg. And do a couple on your own. Up on your toes, bend one knee, then the other. And then when you're ready to find some stillness in your downward facing dog, find some stillness. And just settle into it. You know that the first dog of the day is going to feel a lot different than the last one we may do somewhere down the road in a few minutes. Let your head be soft, shake out any tension in your neck. And then walk your hands back to your feet, back of your mat. And bend your knees enough. Touch the floor so the palms are in front of the toes. So most of us, many of us, will have to bend our knees in order to get there. Or put your hands on the blocks. It's not so important now that your legs are straight. Just start to feel this first forward fold of your practice today. Crown of the head points down, tailbone points up. Breathe in, breathe out. And then draw your belly button to your spine, round your spine. You'll feel lighter in your hands. Push down through your feet
and start to articulate your spine. Roll up one vertebrae at a time, coming up to standing.
Roll the shoulders back and around a couple of times. Good morning, Daisy. Probably got some sticks in here for you. Take your arms down by your side, lift your toes up, and then press the toes individually back to the floor. Same thing with the arms, or the legs that we did with the arms. Think about grounding your feet, pushing your heels down, but spreading your outer toes towards the outer edges of your mat. Inhale and exhale. Stretch the arms overhead, inhale. Once again, hook your thumbs, just like we did before, and lean up and over to the right side. Now you'll have a little bit more movement. So a little bit more of the side bend. Inhale, come back to center. Switch your thumbs and lift up and over to the other side. Inhale, back to center. Open your heart. Exhale, swan dive all the way down to the floor. Bend your knees again so the heel of your hands are on the floor in front of your toes. Feel like as if you were going to go upside down on your hands. So the weight shifts forward. We're not going to go there unless you really want to. You can go there. Your weight shifts forward towards the heel of the hand, towards the ball of the foot, and the head comes down. Good. Inhale now, place your hands on your shins, look forward, and stretch the arms all the way up overhead. Bring your hands to your prayer. You can keep your feet wide or begin to bring them a little bit closer. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, sweep your arms up, lift your heart up. Exhale, swan dive, open, forward fold. Now your hands can be on the fingertips, floor, shins, blocks. Look forward, inhale, bring the arms up to the side, rise up to stand. Exhale, bring the prayer to your heart, release your arms. Again, inhale, the arms come overhead. Exhale, forward fold your way, hands out or down to the center. Inhale, I want you to listen to your body and let it guide you. Don't listen to my voice as much as what goes on inside your body. Fold forward this time and stay. Walk your arms out one arm's length away. So the heel of the hand might still be down, you might be on your fingertips, but shift your weight a little bit backwards. Look forward, and then walk out again. We're going to go into a shorter downward dog, so don't walk all the way out to your typical downward dog. Find a little bit of a shorter stance as you can keep both hands and heels towards the floor. Take your right hand to your left foot shin or ankle. Look under your left arm, hug your hips together. So as you turn your torso to the left, hug your left hip towards the center. One more breath here is all you need. Good, exhale, release the right hand and take the left hand to the right foot, shin or ankle. Look under your arms, hug your right hip towards the midline. So feel that grounding of the hip. And inhale back to center. Walk your hands out to your downward facing dog. So a little bit wider stance here. Wider from front to back, not side to side so much. Inhale onto your tippy toes, come forward to a high plank position. Pull the belly up and in. Shift your shoulders a little over your wrists. Either go to your knees or bend your arms, come halfway down. Roll up and through, upward facing dog. Costume malfunction. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Inhale on your toes, right leg lifts nice and high. Exhale, lower the right foot, downward dog. Inhale on your toes, left leg lifts nice and high. Exhale, lower down. Inhale on your toes, high. Exhale, open your right hip, bend your right knee, lower your left heel, square your shoulders and just kick your leg in, out a couple times. And then hold the bent knee. Turn your hips forward. Bring the knee to the chest, round and curl. Step your right foot through, lower your left knee to the floor. Come up onto your fingertips or blocks. Draw your left knee back far enough that you'll feel a long stretch from the top of the hip to the knee. Inhale. Feel sensation, not pain, right? Pain, no good. Sensation, good. Hands on your thighs, lift your chest, push your thigh forward, lower your shoulders away from your ears, breathe in, breathe out, and push the back top of the foot and shin down into the floor so you'll get a little bit more feedback into your hips. Take a breath as you release the arms down by your side, lift your heart open, and then just, a little bit of an upward lift in your upper torso. Breathe in. Draw your right heel downward and backward. So it's all energetically, not necessarily physically moving it. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Low lunge, Anjayasana. And exhale, bring the hands to the floor, shins or blocks, and straighten your front leg out. Pull your right hip back. So straightening it might be bent a little bit, so you could also use the blocks to elevate and get a little straighter. Hands can be back further or forward. Just a little hamstring wake up. One more breath. You can see my leg doesn't go perfectly straight. Inhale, rebend your front knee, low lunge. Tuck your back toes underneath you. Plant your palms, lift your left knee off the floor, hug your hips to the center, and then send your right leg up in the air, open up the hip. Place the foot on the floor, downward facing dog. Shift into a high plank, pause at the top of your plank. Good. Get your body stacked up, shoulders a little bit in front of wrists, bend your elbows, go halfway down or skip it. Lift into your upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Feet come together. Inhale, float your left leg nice and high in the sky, high up on your right toes. And then bend your left knee and open it up as you lower the right heel to the floor, square your shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out. So you can move the leg, you can play with it, or you can just hold it in stillness. Keep the knee bent. Turn your hips square. Knee to chest rounding curl. Step your left foot all the way through. Lower your right knee to the floor. Send your right knee further back behind you. You can have the toes tucked or untucked, your choice. And of course, our blocks are always nearby should you want to elevate onto them. Pull your shoulders back, broaden your collarbones, and breathe. And have that little Mona Lisa smile, a little curl up of the lips. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Smooth out the skin from your hip to your knee, and just lift your chest up. Press firmly into the right top of the foot and shin as well. Get, again, that feedback. Release the arms by your side, and just a little bit of that upward arch of the spine. So open up the collarbones. Eye gaze is steady, breath is steady. One more breath. Good. Inhale, come forward, release your hands to the floor blocks, and straighten your front leg. Toes up or down, your choice. Just work on squaring off the hips. Breathe in, and breathe out, fold. So we need to be patient with our hamstrings and our hips, right? They sometimes take a little bit longer to wake up, like years, perhaps. Take another breath. They can be stubborn, so we don't force them. Exhale, rebend your front knee. Good. Tuck your toes underneath you. This time we're going to step to the top of the mat, feet together. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, let it go. Press down through your feet, rise up to stand, bring your arms with you. And bring the prayer into your heart. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Stretch the arms overhead as you take a big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Come onto your fingertips, lower your hip. I like to be on the blocks as well, so always, again, if you don't have blocks, Amazon, quickly. Shoulders back, collarbones forward. Back leg is firm, so think of it like in a plank position. And then once again, we're going to put our hands on our thighs, lift the torso up. Stretch the skin from your hip crease all the way down to the top of your knee. Breathe in and out. Good, release your arms by your side, open your chest. We did all this on our knees, and of course you could be there again. Lift your heart all the way up, stretch your fingers down to the floor, open up the collarbones, inhale. And then exhale, hands to the floor, straighten your legs, keep your wide position, it's fine. Draw your left hip back and your right hip forward. Lengthen your spine on the inhale and fold on your exhale, right over your left shin. So the blocks will be very useful. And you know, I just took a look at myself in the mirror and I noticed my right hip was elevated a little bit. So I'm going to drop the right hip down, just a little effort to stay a little bit more neutral in the pelvis. Take your block, if you have it, on the outside of your left shin, not your ankle or foot, but a little further back. If you don't have a block, you'll put your hand on the floor or your shin. Spin your right foot on its side so the toes will turn towards the front right corner of your mat. Bring your right hand to your hip, turn to the right side, stack your shoulders. First things first, right? Whoops. So stay stacked on your shoulders. And if you're not stacked on your shoulders, work on the rotation of the torso. Toes firmly planted. Then stretch the right arm up overhead. Your gaze can be up or down, your choice. So coming into triangle from this position, we're going to feel a little bit different than we would when we come from standing, and I'm pretty sure that's where we're going to be heading at some point. One more breath here. Good. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Turn your back hip forward, bend your front knee, look forward, step forward, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, bring yourself to standing, bring the arms with you. Exhale, take the prayer to your heart center. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back, generous step. Back knee is lifted. If you have it on the floor, that's great. If it's lifted, stay nice and strong through the quadricep, lifting the knee up towards the hip. Hug your right hip into the center, pull your collarbones forward. So again, the blocks will help get us into that positioning if you need them. Hands on your thigh, lift yourself up, and begin to smooth out the skin from the hip crease to the knee. Lift your heart up, shoulders over hips. Hug your right hip into center. And then release your arms down by your side and open up your heart. And just find stillness in the quality of your breath, in your movements. You know, the body moves. It does move, right? But we're not making any extraneous moves. One more breath. Exhale, fold. Straighten your front leg. Fold over your right hip. Pull the right shin. Right hip goes back, left hip goes forward. Level out the hips. Breathe in. And breathe out. Look forward. Don't look down. That rounds your upper back. Let's keep that nice long spine. If you have a block, place it on the outside of your right shin on its highest level. Turn your left foot on its side, just a quarter turn or so. And then take your left hand to your hip as you spin your body towards your left side. So first, again, we just work on the stacking of the torso, the shoulders. And once you feel that you're in that position, left arm comes up. Hug your hips towards the center. Maybe your eye gaze goes up. Breathe in, breathe out. Take another breath. Good. Exhale, return your hand and spin your back foot forward. Hands on the floor, blocks, look forward, step to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, let it all go. Inhale, rise to stand, bring your arms with you overhead. Exhale, take the prayer to your heart center. Arms by your side. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, fold your way, hands in any position that feels right. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, step to a high plank position, shoulders over wrists, pull the belly up and in. Shift a little forward, bend your elbows, come halfway down. Roll over your toes, upward facing dog. That's nice, downward facing dog. Feet together, back of the mat.
Inhale, right leg floats high and open up the hip. Exhale, right knee to the chest, round curl, step it all the way through. Good. Turn your back foot on its side, hug your right hip into the center, and windmill your arms open, cartwheel open to your left side, warrior two. Stack your shoulders over your hips, so you'll likely have to bring your back shoulder a little bit further back, or your back arm a little bit further back. Warrior two. Bending your right knee as far down as parallel as you can get. Flex your wrists, so push your fear away, Ubhaya Mudra. Breathe in and out. Lower your left hand, flip your right palm towards your face, and take it up and back. Lift out of your waistline. Take your left hand to your left hip, and guide it towards your right knee. Breathe in, breathe out. Reverse warrior. Inhale, and exhale. Good. Inhale, come back to center, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Make any adjustment on your back leg to shorten your stance or keep it the way it is. Move your hips to the left, move your torso to the right. So now entering into triangle from the standing position, we get a little bit more space in our torso, but your arm might not go down as far, so use the block if you like. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Lift your heart open, lift your knees up. Breathe in and breathe out. Stay with your breath. Good. Look down at your right toes, find a little bit more space. Good. Inhale, reverse this with a straight leg first, bend the knee next. And then exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Step back to a high plank or right to downward dog and take a vinyasa sequence. Add push-ups or skip them all. And we meet in downward dog. Feet are together back of the mat. Inhale, left leg lifts high, open the hip, bend the knee. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest, round curl. Step the left foot through. Organize yourself. Turn your right foot on its side. Windmill open to warrior two. And then make adjustments. Just because you stepped your foot there doesn't mean it's the right place for you. So reach your arms in two directions, left leg parallel to the floor. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Flex your wrists, fingers to the sky. Energy in the arms. Thigh parallel to the floor or as close to it as you can get. Good. Now, take your right hand down your back leg, flip your left palm to your face, lift up and over. Good. Reverse warrior. Place your right hand to your right hip and guide it towards your left knee. And lift and breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Good. A little bit of a side back stretch. One more breath. Good. Inhale back to warrior two and straighten your front leg. Bring your back foot in any amount or keep it where it was. Move your hips to the right, move your torso to the left. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Left arm down, right arm up, triangle pose. So again, the entry is a little bit different from the first time we did triangle today. Bring your arms all the way up, spread your fingers, broaden your collarbones. Hug your inner thighs together while you open the outer thighs apart. Take another breath, find a little bit more space. Look down, inhale, reverse this, straight leg. And then bend the leg. And then return your hands to the floor as you send it forward. Step back, high-low plank. Choose your way to downward dog. Make an intelligent decision for yourselves. Breathe in. Inhale and exhale. Feet together, right leg in the air. Right hip opens. Right leg steps through. Left foot turns on its side. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale. Flip your palms. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Make the adjustment on your feet. Hinge forward, triangle pose. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now rebend your front knee as you come back to warrior two. We're not reversing here. Flip your palms again or extend your fingers to the sky. Hinge forward. Take your right hand now on the outside of your right foot, on the block, any height or the floor. Left arm in the air. Now hug your right knee and your tricep or your bicep together. Spin your heart just like we did in our triangle pose the first time. Hand on your hip first, and then extend the arm up. Stay with that, or take your left arm all the way back and around over your head. Once the arm is reaching forward, spin your torso up. Rotate the thumb to the sky a little bit more. Breathe in. Good. So your hand is over your head, your palm is facing down and a little bit open. One more breath. Good. Inhale, return to warrior two. Exhale. Now reverse it again. Exhale, hands to the floor or the blocks. Spin it around. Let's just do a little counter twist. Right arm comes up. Left arm under your shoulders. Stack your shoulders. So the arms in all these poses where we start is pretty much the same. Breathe. They stack one on the other. Exhale, release your right hand. Hands on floor block, straighten your front leg. So we've been here a few times today. Notice the levelness of the hips. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Step to a high plank or downward dog. Shift forward, take a push-up. 1, 2, 10. And downward dog, hips up in the air. Feet come together, back to the mat. Inhale on your toes, float your left leg high in the sky. Open your left hip. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest, come forward. Left leg steps forward. Right foot turns on its side, warrior two. Exhale, flip your palms, fingers up. And then reverse it. Return to warrior two, inhale. Exhale, straighten your legs, adjust your footing. Reach out, triangle pose. We'll stay for 3 counts. 2, 1. Return back to warrior two. Make your adjustments. Lean forward, reach out. Left hand outside left foot, thigh on a block, right arm up in the air. So stack the shoulders first, tuck the tailbone underneath you, lift up and in 2 directions, up and down. Yeah, and lift the left side of your torso up. Breathe. Now, you can stay there, or take your right arm up and over your head, palm down. Once the arm reaches forward, begin to spin your torso up, like I'm taking your arm and rotating your body, and then the thumb turns a little bit up towards the sky as well. The hips are strong, tuck the tailbone beneath you. This is a huge, waist trimming movement. There's a lot of energy going on here. One more breath, look down. Inhale, we return to warrior two. Exhale, I think we might have reversed this one. And then release your hands to the floor, spin everything back to the front of your mat. Right hand stays, left hand to the hips, stack your shoulders, and then once you've got the stack, left arm comes up. Breathe in, breathe out. Take some breaths, soothe yourself. Our breath is self-regulating. Release the hand to the floor, step either to plank or downward dog, move through the vinyasa or skip the whole thing. Add push-ups. I'm not going to say it too many more times, but you know that. Breathe in and out. Walk your hands back to your feet, back of the mat. Good. Grab opposite elbows and just forward fold. Let your head go. Let your body soften. Bend your knees as much as you need. Switch the cross of the arms.
And then release the arms, bring the hands to the hips, rise up to stand. Stand up nice and tall at the back of your mat. Bring your feet closer together. Close your eyes. Take a moment here for yourselves. Find some grounding. And then open your eyes and take your right foot, bend the knee, and then turn the leg out to the side. And before you go anywhere else, and don't anticipate what we might do or might not do, hug your left hip into the center so you're really strong and stable on the left leg. And then allow your right foot to come above or below the knee, hands to your heart center in tree pose, Vrikshasana. So find a steady gaze. Keep thinking about, more than anything else, think about the left leg and how firm it has to be to stand upright. And then the right foot, equal pressure inside the thigh. Nice, Michelle. And yes, extend your arms up if that is where you want to go with your tree, if you want your trees to grow. If your trees are growing, you might want to take the right hand down and do a little sway. Keep hugging the left hip in, because it's going to want to sway out to the left side. You know, the roots want to grow where they want to grow, right? If you're in that bent over position, come back to center. Bring your hands back to your heart. Release your foot and lift the leg up. Good. Extend your leg in front of you. Step it about 2 to 3 feet down on the floor. Adjust your footing so that you're not one leg in front of the other on a tightrope. Release your arms behind your back, fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows, or reverse prayer, palms together, fingers towards the sky. Inhale, lift your heart up. So just right here, I just made that adjustment of my shoulders stacking over the hips, knees lifted, and then come halfway down and just, again, notice the levelness. You know, your zoom lens is a camera. So you can look at yourself, it's like a mirror, in the mirror, and just kind of level, you know, where's my hip going? Breathe in, breathe out. Good, now, gonna release the left hand, inside, outside, foot shin, or on a block, towards the outside of the ankle or towards the inside of the ankle. Move your right hand to your sacrum, palm down, and then turn yourself, stack your shoulders. Again, it is that stacking of the shoulders. Right arm comes up. Spread your fingers, gaze towards your hand, if that's available to you today. Look down to the floor if your balance is feeling challenged. It doesn't make it right, wrong, good, or bad. It is what it is. That's not profound, but it is. One more breath. Find a little bit more space. And then exhale, fold over your right leg. And just let your body go. Walk your hands forward a little bit more. Tuck your chin to your chest. And put your forehead on your knee. And if you have to bend your knee to do that, do that. Inhale, lengthen. Walk your hands a little bit more forward as you begin to shift your weight into your right leg. Left leg in the air, parallel to the floor. So again, guess what? Blocks are really helpful here. Toes point down, right hip hugs in. You're in an L-shaped position. Squeeze your right hip to the center. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Exhale, bring your feet together on the mat, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, prayer to your heart. Arms by your side. Good. Lift your left heel, bend the knee. Open the knee to the side. Hug the right hip in. Place your left foot above or below the knee. If you want to come into your tree, you can keep your foot on the floor. Hug your right hip back to center. So just keep thinking right leg, right leg, right leg. Because it really doesn't matter what the left leg is doing right now, as long as it's not on your knee or hurting yourself or anybody else, right? And so grow your tree. If you want to take it there, dance your tree. Let it sway in the wind. You know, feel where your trees need to be today, right? Is it windy out? Are we finding some stillness? Good, try to stand more upright. Use a wall, that's okay. Use a chair, but don't lean forward. Stand up tall. There you go, Maxine, there you go. Okay, good. That's it. Now if your tree is floating, come back to center, release your left leg, hands to prayer. Extend it out in front of you. I'm just going to take a step back. Extend it out in front of you and step it about 2 to 3 feet forward and notice the width of your hips, right? Not in one straight line. Hands behind your back, fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows, or reverse your prayer. Lengthen your spine. Good, inhale. So even though your feet are separated, your pelvis can be level, right? It doesn't have to be shifting this way or this way. So, you know, if you need your hands on your hips, go for it. Inhale for length, and then exhale, come down halfway, just halfway. Because at that point, we tend to shift to accommodate, you know, whatever's going on in our bodies. And then keep the levelness as you fold, fold, fold. As far as you can go with a long spine. There you go, nice, nice, and good. Beautiful, guys, breathe in. Really need to take a picture of that. It kind of looks kind of cool, if I can remember how to take pictures. Cute, all right. Now, take your right hand on the floor block or shin, inside or outside of your foot. Left hand moves to the sacrum, lengthen your spine. Rotate to the left, stack your shoulders. Float your left arm up. Not everybody will float their left arm up. Some of us are still going to work on that rotation of the torso. So, you know, I might say it, but, you know, don't hold firm and fast to it. If it's not in your body, don't do it. Rotate your torso as much as you can. Gaze in and find a little bit more length here. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Walk your hands forward. So out a little bit more in front of you. Blocks, of course, are always welcome. Start to shift your weight into your left leg and begin to float your right leg off the floor parallel to the floor. Hug your left hip in, square your hips and shoulders. Pull your foot back, drop your right hip down. Good, reach, 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 reach. And then exhale, bring your feet together and forward fold. Take your feet about hips width apart, which is about 2 fists in between. Grab your peace finger grip around your big toe. Tuck your thumbs between your fingers and your toes. Look forward, inhale. And then exhale, elbows out to the side, head down. Keep shifting the weight a little bit over your heels so there's more into the balls of your feet, or your hips over your heels so the weight goes into the balls of your feet. Makes more sense. One more breath. Final pull. Inhale, look forward. Release your hands to your heart and your hips and rise up to stand. Bring your arms down by your side. You should be at the top of your mat. If you're not, take a few steps. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Exhale, fold your way to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, step, high plank. Pause, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, bring your feet together again, top of the mat, back of the mat, right leg lifts. Open the right hip. Exhale, bring your right knee back to your chest into a plank. And then bring your right knee to your left tricep elbow. Extend the leg out to the side. Good. Keep your leg on the floor, keep your hands on the floor, and then push your hips back up. So your leg will move back a little bit more, but keep it extended over to the left side. Breathe. Hug your left hip to the center. One more breath. Good. Now bring your right knee to the center of your mat. Turn the toes to the left. Bring your left knee behind you, toes to the right. Grab a block or sit on the floor, or some of you will take this onto your back and cross the same way on your back. So lay down, put the right knee over the left knee. You should not be sitting on your heels, so avoid that action. And then the block is going to help us level out our hips. If our hips are tight, one knee is going to be really high. And I mean, it's okay. right? But if we can make it more level, it's nice. Good. Inhale, stretch your left arm up in the air. Twist to the right side, bring the right arm to the back, or maybe bind it behind you, and look up and over your right shoulder. Inhale. And exhale, twist. Relax your shoulders. Keep your twist, but look to the left. And then release to the left. Inhale, come back to center. If you're on a block, just move it to the side. Probably want it again. Tuck your toes underneath you. Lift your hips up, downward facing dog with a crossed leg. Good. Right leg is in front of the left right now. Take your left leg in the air. Bring the knee to the chest, come forward to a plank. And then cross it over the other leg. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time, lift the right leg up. Knee to the chest, come forward. This time we're just going to step back into our downward facing dog. So both feet uncrossed. Inhale, lift your left leg in the air, open your hip, bend the knee. Keep the knee bent as you come forward to a plank, knee to chest. Knee to the right elbow, tricep. Extend the leg to the right side. Hug your hips back to center. And then lift your hips in the air. The leg will come with you a little bit more. And rather than sticking the right hip out to the right side, draw it to the center so your hips get a little bit more level. One more breath. A little IT band stretch here. Exhale, bring your left knee to the floor. In the center of your mat, and the foot will turn to the right. Right knee comes behind it, the foot turns to the left, and either sit on the floor or block. Cow pose. You can be on your back with your left knee crossed all the way over your right knee as well. Sit up nice and tall, drop your shoulders down, find some space, find some peace. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Maybe I didn't do that. Exhale, right arm outside, left thigh. Left arm behind you towards the right side. Or maybe it binds behind your back. So, where are you open? How are you open? Inhale. And exhale. Keep the twist, but look to the right. And then release to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Hinge forward, remove your blocks, tuck your toes. Downward dog with your left leg crossed in front of your right. Good, bring the right knee to the chest, round curl, plank, cross it in front. Down dog. Left leg in the air, come forward, plank, and cross it over. And one more time, right knee to chest. This time we just come into our downward facing dog. Good. Come high on your toes, bend your knees, and however you get there, take yourself to the front of your mat, or to the front of your mat, and have a seat on the floor when you get there. Inhale. And exhale. Good. So if you can't see me, just let me know now. Bring your feet in line with your sitting bones, your heels in line with your sitting bones, hands underneath your thighs, lift your chest. Bring your chin to your chest. Round your back, pull your belly to the spine. Scoop out your belly. And hold on to your thighs and kind of round your back and take your elbows out to the side, but relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then using your hands, pull yourself back up, extend your spines. Exhale, release your arms in front of you, palms up like you're receiving. Give to me. Bring your chin to your chest, round your spine. Scoop out your belly and start to come down till your waistline is on the floor and your head and shoulders are not. Walk your feet in a little bit closer. Take your hands behind your head, elbows out to the side. Good. Bring your feet off the floor, 90-90, so not over your chest, over your hips. And then straighten them. Straight up in the air. Release your hands to touch your toes. More than touching your toes, can you reach to the ceiling? And then can you lift your hips up off the floor? All at the same time. Breathe in and let it go for 3, for 2, for 1. Hug your knees to your chest, let your head come down to the floor. Arms out to a T, move your hips to the right, let your knees twist and fold over to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Shift your hips left, let your knees fall to the right, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Hug your knees all the way to your chest. Round and curl your spine. Up. My lights are automatic, so if there's motion in the room, they will go on. Lower your legs. If you have a block, take your block, it has 3 heights. Place your feet on the floor. If you don't have a block, you can use your hands to support your back, and you can just do a bridge otherwise. All right. On your back, squeeze your feet into the earth, lift your hips up. Decide the height of the block to place under your sacrum. Reach your arms out in front of you. And allow your body weight to completely surrender onto the block. So if you're on a high block, you may have to help support your hands around the block, especially if it's squishy. Take the legs in the air, just like we did a moment ago, legs over the hips. No stress. And then we're going to release one leg at a time to the floor. So if you're on a high block, you'll have a big arch in your back. If that doesn't suit you, take the block down lower or off. And then release your arms and just settle your weight onto the block. Just a nice big opening for the front side of your body, of which we close in a lot. If you're in this position on a block, even if you're not, make sure you're not squeezing into your glutes and tightening up here, right? We really want to release it and allow the front side of the body to open up and relax. Now I offer this to you to close your practice in a supported bridge or a supported wheel or supported anything. Or you can take yourself off the block and find your way into your Savasana on your backs or in any position that you feel will suit you for your Savasana. And in this Savasana, I offer you the opportunity to completely surrender, also to totally let go. And if you want to stay longer, you'll turn off the sound and just let it go. And for today and always, offering out peace, love, compassion, let your body completely surrender. Today I will leave you in your Savasana. Stay as long as you need. Om Shanti, peace,
Peace, peace to all. Namaste, Satnam. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay home safe and stay healthy.